Okay. Welcome everyone. I'm very, very excited to be here. This is my favorite Sunday of the month. I got to meet high quality people like you and fellow entrepreneurs to rub mind, to share ideas and help one another. So that is really very important to us. I just want to recognize the fact that Gulnaz Brennan is our speaker today, and she's the first one on the scene. She was the first one to arrive. So I'm really very impressed with that. That's leadership. It's, it's to talk the talk and also walk the walk. So welcome you, Gulnaz, and we're looking forward to your session today. Um, Today is gonna be very exciting, but we do, go through what we're gonna experience today, so that you have an idea, a brief idea of what is gonna be. We're gonna start with introduction, where we introduce individual. You introduce yourself and your business or your products, so that other people will know what you do. So before we go into that, please, if you're excited to be here today, please type 1 in the chat, so that we know that you're here and where you're coming from. Where are you logging in from? So whilst you're doing that, I'll be talking about what we need to do next. So after introduction, I'm gonna do a brief outline on how to maximize today. Then we're gonna have a wonderful Gulnaz Brennan to give us insights on how to grow our businesses through collaboration. Then we have awards coming, conference and awards. Our secretary, Lillian Sado, will talk to us about that. Then once in a month, we have each member brings their business to the table. They talk about what they do and their challenges, and all of us, we troubleshoot their business challenges. And we do that by asking them questions that will lead them to insights that may change their business for good. So after the hot seats, this is my favorite part, we go into breakout rooms where we are in smaller groups and we get to know one another better and build relationship. The way I see it is, I'm not looking to sell. I'm looking to know new people, build relationship with them. If opportunity comes around immediately, great. If not, I've had a situation where, opportunity comes around 4 years after meeting someone. So that's the nature of business. It's not like salary. You put in your 30 days and then you get your package at the end of 30 days. Business is not like that. You sow and you expect, hope to reap. Before we get to our guest speaker, I'm sure you're all eager to hear her. I just want to quickly run through some of our peculiarities here as you are in this meeting. The number one point is confidentiality. Whatever we share here, we want to be sure that we keep it confidential. We don't want to share it outside. That gives people the freedom to say their truth. And that is very important because all problems is shrouded in denials. If you don't know that you have a problem, then you won't find a solution. So confidentiality is very important. Attention, we're here already. We might as well pay 100% attention. Showing your camera being here is like half of it. Actually being here mentally and emotionally is also critical, so that you make the most of today. Listening and attention, they are closely related. How do you listen today? please don't listen to disagree. Don't even listen to agree. Listen for insight. Even if you've heard something before, listen to it with a fresh mind so that you can take away insight. Only one insight may be, the catalyst to change things for you. So that's very important. Appreciation and encouragement. When people speak or they've done something within this group, please let's appreciate them. That will help them help other people contribute as well. Participation, please let's unmute and participate when questions are asked. Because Benjamin Franklin said, tell me I forget, teach me I understand, but involve me I learn. We want to learn, not only learn, but also apply what we've learned. So action is also very important. After today, please take action. You don't just want to come in here, listen, and then go away. Follow up with people. The money is in the follow-up. If you leave it too late, there is a distinction I call event action. Take your action immediately after the event when the enthusiasm is very high. This is peculiar to us. No interruption. When people are speaking, we tend not to interrupt them, not just out of respect, but to make the most of what that person is saying, because we have the tendency to jump in with our own ideas, but we don't do that here. We don't interrupt. But at the same time, we also want to make whatever we're contributing short. Finally, no judgment. No judgment means that we're listening with an open mind. We're not saying, oh, I've heard that before, or oh, why is he wearing yellow? Or, any such judgment, please keep it at bay. Because when you judge others, you limit what you can do yourself. Because when you act, you'll be thinking others will be judging you. But if you don't judge people, you don't fear judgment as well. So that's very important. Equality, we are all thinking equals. If you have an idea, please contribute it. No idea is stupid, as my friend Majid will say. So contribute any idea that comes to you, and then we will appreciate you for that. Please, if you're in a noisy environment, please mute yourself. So why a mastermind? What's the point of a mastermind? Mastermind was actually, it was an idea in the book, Think and Grow Rich. Some of you as entrepreneurs, you must have read it. And that mastermind idea was actually funded by Andrew Carnegie, who was once the richest man in the world. And he was a steel magnate. And he said he didn't even know anything about steel. And he made all his money from steel. And he said, I don't know anything about it. I have people around me who knows everything. So they do the thinking for me. So if you have an idea, the way to take that idea to reality is through power. Where the power is mastermind. So that's why we have this group. We may get help from our friends and family, but because we think like our friends and family, we don't get inspiration from that. And friends and family will steer us away from risk. And risk is where we get value from. Okay, so in a mastermind like this, we get inspiration from other people that have done what we're trying to do, and then we seek out ideas, we seek out help and support from others. So I'm gonna round up by this quote from Zig Ziglar. I said, all the money you need in the world is in the pocket of people you know or people they may introduce you to, which is why Gulnaz is talking about collaboration today. I'm really very excited to hear our ideas about that. So our group, we provide opportunity to share contacts, ideas, partnership, collaboration, and let's make the most of it. Okay, so so that's about how we operate here. So are you ready for Gulnaz's presentation? Please type 1 in the chat if you're ready for Gulnaz's presentation. If I don't see 1 from every one of us, she wouldn't start. So let's get excited. Gulnaz Brennan is the co-founder of She Inspires, and this is a brand that is in 27 countries. 27 countries. Do you know how much collaboration you have to do that? So she is an indefatigable, powerful speaker. So you are in for a treat today. So get your notepad and pen ready because note takers are the money makers. I am excited, as you can see from my countenance. So I can't wait for her. So let's unmute and give a round of applause for Gulnaz Brennan as she takes the stage. Over to you, Gulnaz.
Thank you. No pressure there at all. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here amongst you people. Everybody, I've heard everybody's introductions and everybody's doing an amazing job. And like the topic, collaborations, I can see so many collaborations already happening in this room. But before we start with collaborations, I'll just introduce myself. I am Gulnaz Brennan, and I am the co-founder of She Inspires Foundation, and I am the managing director of She Inspires Group. And just to give you a little background, She Inspires started in a very small community center in Bolton. And today we have presence in over 27 countries across 4 continents. And yes, it has taken a lot of collaborations because as everybody knows, one person can't do it. You need everybody's support and you need everybody together to share your vision to achieve what you'd like to really. The goalpost keeps changing and nothing is an end in itself. So everything that we do, that I'd like to do, it's like, okay, what's next? So it's always a stepping stone to where we can go next with the help of everybody else. I do not have a PowerPoint, but I thought I will show you my website. So we do have a website like many businesses, but what we are very conscious of is we keep updating the website. So every week or every second week, there is new content. So really that will give you an idea what She Inspires is. Could I share my screen? Am I allowed to share my screen?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay, thank you. And I'm not very good with IT. I'll try. Okay, here we are. So this is She Inspires, and this is the 10th year of our awards. We started organizing awards to celebrate and highlight the exceptional work done by women, and more importantly, to highlight the role models, because role models are so important. Growing up, I did not have a role model outside of my mother. And if I had somebody, I perhaps could have done better. I'm not sure. My mom was fierce and independent, and she gave me all that. But in terms of a career, no, I had to really choose my own path. And it was always, there are 2 options that you can take, and you take the road less traveled. And I have always picked the road less traveled. That's why it's always been difficult, but very exciting as well. So until and unless there is passion and excitement, I really don't think I can function. So that's me, but we are all individuals and, everybody works differently. So this is 10 year of our awards, and we have our annual awards this year in November. Every year we do have them in November, and it's on the 21st of November. And what I'm going to show you is a little snippet of our last year's awards, so you get an idea what the scale of the whole operation is. I'm not going to show you the whole video, just a couple of minutes.
Communities, races and beliefs in all sectors are making. So the first award this evening is for Businesswoman of the Year.
So that gives you, this is just last year's, and we have, if anybody is interested, you can go on the website and there are highlights of each year. And as you can see in the room, it is an evening which is really diverse, and people talk about diversity, but we actually live it. We've got women from every sector. Age, we have young achievers to lifetime achievers, we have agents of change, we have rising stars. So we try and reach out to all women who are making a difference and who can be role models. Equally, the entire evening is a hybrid event. So we do have a black tie event where we had about 600 people in the room, but we also had virtual Zoom galleries. 6 of our categories are global. So women from all over the world.
It's a massively underrated serve. So yeah, they need to keep those percentages high and look to get on offense as quickly as they can in the rally.
Yeah, just following up on that. I mean, look, Novak's in the locker room. Novak's backhand's the best return to ever live. So he's forehand.
That's not me.
Don't make me like the chorus, please.
They're saying here, you know, if you're having a serving day like that, not many people do this.
You look back at the final last year.
Megan, can you mute everyone?
Particularly after the one-sided first set.
You can mute.
That was iPhone.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we're there. So we have women from all over the world. The ones who cannot come and attend the evening in person, they are in Zoom rooms. And if they win, they are brought into the room and they address the audience. So it is quite nice evening. Equally, we had about 36 women from all over the world that did actually attend the evening in person. So it was quite, it was very nice evening. And we are expecting another whole lot of people coming this year because this is the 10th anniversary of our awards. And the reason that we have grown exponentially is because it's collaborations, really. So everybody who becomes part of She Inspires family is asked to come back and contribute. And one of the most important component is giving back. We have to give back, and we always ask our winners if they would like to give back to the community as a speaker, as a mentor. We connect them with charities. We get them on our judging panels. So each category has a dedicated judging panel, which has got an industry expert and previous winners. So what happens is they see what the system is like and they appreciate it more. And then they also become our ambassadors to then reach out to more women who are not in the spotlight, because generally women don't like to talk about their achievements, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm only doing my job. But I always say, until and unless we acknowledge and we own our own success, why should we expect others to do so? So this is me, and this is She Inspires. On the back of She Inspires, with this massive platform of about 6,000 women who are empowered, who are leaders, who are change makers, who are decision makers actually as well. We run lots of initiatives, again, to engage women, to empower women. And so, again, we have this year, I committed to Empower 50K. And Empower 50K is, in the next 5 years, we are going to reach out and empower 50,000 women and girls locally and globally. So we're already working on that plan, and Empower 50K has been accepted into the Business Growth Hub Innovation Navigator program as well. So there is always stuff happening. And I saw, there are some financial advisors and wealth managers in the group, and perhaps I'd need to have a chat because we are also looking at financial literacy in a big way. Financial literacy is really important. And again, one of the things that had happened is that women don't talk about finances or money as much as men do. And we really need to talk about it. Not because sometimes they don't know, they don't want to talk about it, but quite a lot of times they're not aware of their rights. And I'm not talking just women in business. I'm talking women, housewives. I'm talking professionals, what to do, how to manage, what are their rights, elderly, and so on. So that is the other program that we are working on. I've applied for funding for it. And if we get it, and we're going to roll it out in a big way. And that's when I will need everybody who has got anything to do with finances to come together, collaborate, and we take it to the next step. We also have Clive, and I talked to Clive earlier on, hospitality. One of our categories is women in hospitality, events, and networking. Networking has grown exponentially in the past few years because it's connections. And that's why we are here as well. So online networking and in-person networking. And we thought it is really important category. So we do recognize women from hospitality, women who are putting together exceptional networking events and so on. Fitness and well-being is another one. So we try and reach out to women in every sector. And every year, it's not the same thing. We sit, we learn, and then we say, right, this works, this doesn't work. So it is forever a learning process. You just don't use the same formula. You got to improve it every year. And now coming to collaborations, this has worked for us in a big way. Because if you look at 10 years ago, we started in a community center, which was sponsored by Bolton at Home in Bolton, with 125 women. Now to reach 27 countries, it's again due to collaborations. And the power of collaborations is that we reach new audience and new markets. And we can collaborate with different partners, and we don't have to do all the work. So when you find, and if you find somebody whose work would complement yours, then definitely reach out to them and talk to them. And I don't have to say this to you all know it, but try 10 times, you will get one yes. And if not, try another 10 times, and there will eventually be a yes somewhere. And that's what I have used. I reach out to people, and initially at the very beginning, where every no used to hit me. It was so personal. I thought people are rejecting me personally. And you got to get over it, because now I know it's not personal. It's just not the right time for some people. You can always approach them again. I know it because people approach me now, and I will help out and I will collaborate. But sometimes it's just not the right time for me. Not that I don't like the person, I don't like the idea. So it just takes, it's the experience, what you have gone through. But maybe my experience can perhaps help somebody, that rejection and a no is not personal at all. Equally, the second thing when you collaborate is you get access to expertise. You get access to experts, people you are not paying for yourself. They have the expertise. And I always believe in, why reinvent the wheel? Just use it and make it better. You can also share resources. So there is somebody else who has got resources and you don't have, so you don't have to invest in them yourselves. I mean, collaboration is the key, because it saves you time. It also mitigates your risks. You're not going there all alone. You have somebody else going there with you. So just go and look out for people you can work with. And you don't have to have your own team. You don't have to work with people, and you don't have to look at pay slips and pension plans and so on. You have a team of experts you can pick and choose. And they are equals, you see? They have some ideas, you have some ideas. So always collaborate. And there are some case studies other than my own, other than She Inspires. I mean, with COVID, the COVID vaccine, the way it was created and it was produced, it was all about collaborations. If people had not collaborated, if countries and experts had not collaborated, I don't think so we could have had the vaccine so soon. Even big companies who have their own teams and experts like Apple, they collaborate. They collaborated with IBM. And so Apple provided hardware, IBM provided the software, and then it ended up with 100 apps that redefined how business is being done. So it's not that only small businesses and sole traders are collaborating. People understand the value of collaborations. So most definitely, again, I cannot emphasize enough, collaboration is important. And closer to home, I always say Costa. I mean, I go to Costa. My husband and I, we love coffee and reading, so we go to Costa. But then Costa collaborated with Waterstones. So you've got books and you've got food, and it is a no-brainer, really. Rather than sit in the library or somewhere else, you'll go where you can get some nice coffee, and even Starbucks collaborated. So on personal level, on business level, on any level, it's collaborations. The other thing that I always find, which is so important in the world of social media and in digital age, we are all trying to do our own PR. We are all trying to do our own social media. Collaborate with each other, because visibility is the key. Unfortunately, if you have not put a post out there, you've not done anything. And equally, some people, they think that if they put a post, they have done it. It's not true. But what is really important is whatever you do, and I'm not saying you bombard social media with it because people then gloss over it. If people in this space collaborate with each other, and you can pick on each other's post and retweet them, or perhaps share them, or just comment them or like them, it just helps. And when somebody else is talking about you, that's far more important, and that has more impact when you talk about your achievements yourself. And again, that's why when we are talking about our rewards, and this is a message that I always talk about and give to all women, take it as an investment in yourself, take it as an investment in your business. Everybody has a PR budget. It can be a small budget, it can be a large budget, it can be a budget that has no monetary value because you're doing it yourself, but that's your time, and time is money. So when you become part of awards, it's just not a trophy in a cabinet if you win. Awards are validation that whatever you're doing is great, you feel good. And if somebody were to just come up to me and say, hey, you have done a great job, you feel good. It's that warm feeling. Other than the warm feeling, if you win a trophy, you can shout about it. You can use it as a PR hook, because this is somebody else validating everything that you have done. And equally, from our end, we will be pushing it out. So I would always say, if you get opportunities like, and you should nominate yourself for an award, and don't wait for somebody else to nominate you, because again, is the time up?
Yes.
Okay, you should have told me. That's absolutely fine. I'll just very quickly conclude it. Collaborate, but make sure when you're collaborating, you have clear communications with people and organizations, because there shouldn't be mixed messages. You should have shared goals. Trust is very important, and be transparent. And I will end with my favorite quote: people at the top collaborate, people at the bottom compete. So you have to really reflect and see where you are and what you'd like to do. Are you competing? Are you collaborating? Or what would you like to do? So thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're muted.
I hear you're muted.
Ah, okay. I'm asking people to unmute and celebrate Gulnaz. Please let's
done that
let's
before.
clap for her.
Thank
Please.
you.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's an excellent one. Thank you so much. I picked something from that. People at the top, they collaborate. People at the bottom compete. That is so true. Even Mark Zuckerberg said that in one of his speeches that, you know, if you want to do anything significant, find a team of people to help you. And this guy is one of the most brilliant entrepreneurs in the world. But he's saying, I didn't do it by myself. I have other people to help me. So that's just a very, very big insight for us to take away. Like I said at the beginning, that insight, I'm taking that away. People at the top collaborate. Please, let's collaborate. Fantastic. So we have opportunity to ask questions. She's giving us a lot of nuggets, a lot of insights. So it's an opportunity to ask questions. So if you want to ask questions, please unmute yourself and do so.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Princeton. That was a very lovely session. I'm sure there's more you want to share, but time did not allow you.
Thank you.
Probably we would love to have you again. You said something there that really, one of the things that stood out for me. You said rejection is not personal. It's one of the things that is actually putting a lot of people off. So if you are to elaborate on how you undo rejection at the early part of your business before you're able to expand as much as you have done, and I can tell you still want to expand more. So how did you handle those early rejection, or how do you handle rejection even until now? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that's very important, you know. So when I started out, I would reach out to people. I would attend all networking events. Every card that was given to me, I would follow up. Every event that was suggested, I was at 7 o'clock in the morning till evening events, and that was my life. But of course, when you reach out to people and for things that we do, we are looking at sponsorships. We are looking for people to support us. Quite a lot of times it's a no. Quite a lot of times when you ask for a meeting with top brass there, it's a no. And when I started out and I used to reach out to people and ask, believe me, it was like a physical blow when people said no, no, we can't. And some people didn't even bother to respond. So at that time, it was hard, and it will be hard. Rejection is always hard because it does feel that people are rejecting you and not your idea. I'm not saying it's easy now, but I have learned, and this is something that I'd like to share, that when anybody says no to you, they are not saying no to you as a person. They're saying no to your idea. Perhaps it doesn't align with what they want to do. And perhaps that alignment is not right for them at that moment in time. The same people will come back to you later, 2 years down the line. You know, that has happened to me. I had approached people, they didn't come to me, they have come back to me now. So I have realized that these are the same people. They said no to me before. They didn't even bother to respond to me. Now they've come back to me and they want to be part of us. So perhaps just wait and watch and just carry on doing what you believe in, because that's very important. You don't need validation for your idea from anybody. It's your idea. If you believe in it, go for it. And you know what? The right people will always come to you. You just have to have that patience and just hang in there.
Oh, thank you so much for that answer. I think that's a wonderful question, Majid. I've always been wondering about that myself. There is a book I read called Go for No. Very interesting book. It's in a story format. If you can get that book, it talks a lot about how to handle rejections, and you spin it on its head. Actually, instead of fearing rejection, you're actually looking for it, because yes lives in the land of no. if you throw a coin 100 times, you know it will be close to 50-50. But if you throw it once, you don't know. It could be head, it could be tail.
Can I also add something? Sorry here.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
good. Thank you. Yeah.
Sometimes that no can be a good thing.
Hmm.
It can be a good thing because when somebody says no to you, you start looking at other options. And those options are sometimes better than the previous option where you had knocked the door. And again, this is me speaking from experience. People have said no, and then, you get, all right, okay, now this door is closed. I got to look at other doors because I have to keep knocking on doors. If that door had opened, then I wouldn't have actually knocked on other doors. So sometimes a no is actually good for you. And I
It's
know,
a stepping stone.
sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah, what did you say?
I call it a no is, I just say a no is always a closer to a yes. I call it, and sometimes no is not the right time. At the right time, you might be meeting that person.
Absolutely.
But always keep the door open.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Go on, Gulnaz. Any other question?
That's fine.
Rugiatu, I think you raised your hand. You're muted, just like I did just now. You're still muted. Anyone else? So while Rugiatu is sorting that, anyone else with question? Dr. Sonny.
Hello. Good. That was an amazing presentation, and it was so heartening to hear such a pearls of wisdom from somebody like yourself. I mean, I always say yes. As an entrepreneur for over 40 years myself, I receive 90 NOs and 10 Ys. Yeah. So that is a proportion, that is distribution. But those 90 no's help me to build the 10% of 90 success that I wouldn't have had. So yes, no can be an opportunity, as you said, an opportunity for you to redirect yourself. Absolutely. And no one can be your driver, and you are the driver of your own vehicle who has full control, CNC I call it, control and command over the steering wheels and the pedals. So that's what life is all about.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's more of a comment than a question. Rugiatu, you can ask your question now. Thank you, Dr. Sonny.
I think it's not a question, maybe it is a comment. First of all, I would really like to appreciate your presentation. I have learned a lot from your presentation. And based on your conclusion, I quote, people at the top collaborate. People at the bottom compete. So in this instance, if you are at the top or you want to be at the top, it is better for you to connect with people that matter. So I would really like to connect with you, maybe with others as well towards the end of this session. But as I have already stated when we just started here, in a nutshell about my organization, we focus on women because there are a lot of things going around with women, and it appears like your aims and objectives have got similarity to mine. So I have interest to collaborate with you, please.
Totally. Please do.
Thank you.
Okay. You go through me, Rugiatu, and you get your invoice.
Oh,
okay. Fantastic. Any other question or comment? One more. Okay.
For me. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Well done. That was absolutely brilliant. And I'll come on. I've got two little questions, but I just have to say that the whole, the collaboration thing is very powerful. I'm involved in, I help with a county's food and drink awards, and I've gone from a judge of the chef of the year, which is one little section of it, to actually designing the competition now. And I sat 2 weeks ago with all the final candidates, and I was telling them what they can expect and what they're going to be cooking. And I said to them, did you know each other before? No. The biggest thing for me, for you guys to walk away from this competition is knowing each other and being able to pick up the phone and saying, you know, and you know, in the restaurant game, it becomes very competitive. And years ago, when I was still actively cooking in the kitchen, people would, you know, oh, he's in the trade, he's coming to look at me, you know. And I said, let's throw that away. If he's in the trade, he's one of me. Send him a glass of champagne. I'm going to send him a course, and it just creates, suddenly you're networking with these people, and they're phoning you up, and they're, you know, you can get tips or they're asking for advice. It's a powerful thing. But my questions were, you decided 10 years ago that I want to do this, I want to create this. What was that like? What was the moment like? And then secondly, what did you do first to get it going? What was the first thing you did?
Well, okay, so just a little bit about me. I am a creative person and I get lots of ideas.
Mhm.
And I always believe whilst ideas are great, you also need somebody who can execute those ideas, because otherwise ideas are just in a book, right? Great idea, but if you're not doing anything about it, what's the point of that idea? And I think I am blessed that I can not only have an idea, I can also execute that idea. And this is something that I have learned about myself. And lots of my friends now say, she's one person who has an idea and she'll make it happen. So I am the person who can make ideas happen. And I am not being modest about it. That's the truth.
Okay.
And that's what I do. Now, when I started 10 years ago, my background is education, teaching. I've written books. I've authored several books about women, about leadership, equally recipe books. I have great passion for food, and I believe food brings people together. So one of my projects, which is very close to my heart, is about food and diversity and connecting people and so on. So it was just, I love telling stories and I wanted to tell a story. And when I saw there are so many fantastic stories, I just thought, right, that's the way to go. And it was an idea. And like I said, it is not an absolute idea because you will keep adding to it. You'll keep deleting things that are not working. So 10 years ago, I saw women in the community doing amazing work in terms of not-for-profit, you know, charity work, volunteers. And they were such humble people. They didn't really think they were doing anything extraordinary. I saw them doing something which was great, equally, which could also provide inspiration to others. And I thought these stories needed to be told. These stories needed to be highlighted. And nothing like this was happening in my town. And it didn't matter. Things that have not happened, they don't bother me. This is a good idea. That's the way to do it. And I just go for it. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
And people, like I said, if you believe in what you're doing, the right people will come to you. I had no connections with the community center or Bolton at Home or sponsors or anybody. I just wanted to tell those stories. I saw these women, I talked to them, I put their stories in a book, and I said, right, what next? Now we want to launch the book, let's give them certificates. And then I went to people and I got a huge community center and I got other people. So I believe that right people do come to you. You just have to keep trying.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
Right people will come to you. You just got to keep trying. That is fantastic. That's a treat. Great. Thank you so much, Gulnaz.